You're right, Les.
Wagwan Moz.
Why would you start like
Why
that?
not? It's gangster. What?
You actually started like that?
Well, don't see why not.
You're right.
That's how this podcast is officially going to start.
No way is this
Yeah.
podcast starting like with a Jamaican accent.
What do you mean? We might be talking about Jamaican shit. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, you're right, Les.
Yeah, how's it going? You're right.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. I'm Moz, by the way.
Yeah, I'm Les. In case. Yeah. Cool.
Great.
Yeah. What's the podcast actually about? Because it's the first ever episode, isn't it? So
Randomness, funniness, stupidity, crazy things in the world.
sounds like a bunch of random shit.
Yeah. Shit. Speaking of shit, who pooed the bed? Who pooed the bed?
Who
Johnny
did
Depp
poo the bed?
or Amber Heard's dog? Or Amber Heard herself?
Well, there's another theory, which is it might have actually been the security guard, because he was one of the people who tipped Johnny Depp off and was like, "You don't want to go in there, mate."
Really?
No one said anything about it might be the security guard. That's my theory.
Really?
That's me just trying to walk the line. Amber Heard did it. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did it, considering the way he was describing the dogs.
Yeah, they sound pathetic.
Yeah,
Puny.
£4.
Yeah.
What were they?
Some, I don't know, it was a toy something or a miniature, like a little shih tzu-y, pathetic,
Yeah.
tiny rat dog.
Chihuahua type dog.
Yeah.
A boom Chihuahua dog. The fact that he seemed pretty certain, like, and he found it funny. Do you know what I mean? When it, like, he wasn't like trying to stick the knife in. The fact that he found humour in it
Yeah.
would suggest that there was some validity to his statements that it was a human shit.
This is kind of the thing though, because can you then say, at the time I found it funny, but now it's coming to the crunch, like I think it's disgusting. Like, how does that
Well, he
work?
tried to act professional, calling it fecal matter, didn't he? Basically, fecal matter. He wanted to say there's a big log on my bed, a big female log.
Apparently he heard...
Men's shits are bigger than women's, though, aren't they? That's the thing. And if he thought it was a big shit, do you know what I mean?
Maybe Amber Heard's just got an abnormally large rectum though, so loads of stuff can come out. Who knows? Apparently he heard her like bragging about it to one of her mates.
Right.
Making some references to it or something afterwards.
You should have seen the shit I did.
Kind of, yeah. Like, yeah, but I mean, obviously that kind of, completely fucks her case up if she's claiming that she didn't do it. I'd admit it.
I mean, what even is her case? I don't understand what's going on.
No, do I really?
No, everyone's just watching this thing and no one knows what's going on. Basically, she's calling him a twat.
Yeah.
And he's calling her a twat.
Yeah.
And it's the clash the twats, basically.
Pretty much. Sounds like that's been their relationship from the start, though. Why did you even fucking get together?
Thousands of people are being involved in the legal side of things. And there's an official judge to decide who is a twat and who is the lesser twat and who is the bigger twat.
Pretty much.
Right. Seems like a good use of time and money.
A lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
Like so much money. Yeah. Apparently he sent... Do you know who Paul Bettany is? You probably don't, do you?
Yeah, from the UK.
He's not... Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see Johnny Depp sent him a bunch of messages ages ago saying that he wants to like burn... he wants to
burn her fucking...
shag her
burn dead corpse.
Yeah.
We've sent messages to each other.
This is the thing. This is why you can't take it that seriously, can you? Because between mates, is it acceptable to say that? No. But between the privacy of your mate, you do just say controversial stuff to make each other laugh or whatever. It doesn't mean you actually mean it.
If you read out the text that we've sent to each other and in a blunt voice... And it was like an officiated person who was reading texts of us in the cold light of day. We'd be like,
we'd be in prison. We would
be. Yeah, we'd be in prison if anyone read what we fucking say to each other.
But it's true.
It is. But
that's why Johnny Depp was seeing some of the footage. He's kind of, when these things are being read out, he's smiling, not as if what I said is funny. He's just kind of like, what can I say? I did write that. I'm kind of caught. I was like nervous, smiling. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you want me to say? Then they say, did you say this? Like, yeah.
Yeah. I did like it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, did you say it? Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I like his certainty.
Yeah.
Why do they even televise this shit though? The Americans have been doing it for years.
They have. Yeah, I don't really understand what the point is. Especially with some of those celebrities. It's not like some kind of murder trial or something. You know what I mean? It's not that big a deal. Or is someone must be getting paid off this shit.
But why don't we do it?
Why do you think we should?
Well, we just do some shitty little cartoon, don't we?
Have you not seen Judge Rinder?
Yeah, well, that's...
What a bag of shit that is.
Yeah, that's our take on... who's the American? Judge Judy.
Yeah.
It's our take on her, isn't it? Yeah. That's actually partly entertaining. And she's a good character.
Yeah.
Judge Rinder's... Yeah, she is a character.
She's a character,
Yeah, he's not. He is a character. He's a shit one, but he's a character.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, why don't we televise it? We do little cartoon drawings, don't we? of just like really bad drawings that are just like awful. Like nobody looks like the drawings in the drawings that are drawn in the UK things.
Not at all.
I'm not even sure that they wear those wigs. I reckon like the guy who's drawing it's just taking the piss. Do you know what I mean?
It's possible.
Those stupid white wigs. I mean, half the female Scouse population look like that now, don't they?
They do.
But
on trains.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It's like, gross that.
Yeah, if you haven't finished getting ready yet, have you?
No.
Fucking dressed like a judge on your way out for a night out.
You're the kind of person who would say that to a bird on a train.
Yeah.
I'd expect no repercussions.
No, yeah. But the fact that she's shat on his bed, though, is great.
It is pretty fucking hilarious.
It's such like a milestone in this
thing is, though, when you tally it with all the other shit that she's actually done, like hitting him with frying pans, putting cigarettes out on his face, that's not cool. The shit is hilarious compared to that. That's like it's not acceptable, but it's like you could class that as like banter, dark, weird banter. Yeah. Smashing someone in the face with a frying pan.
Well, we cottoned onto it, didn't we? This is what caught our attention. It was like under our radar, like, oh, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Until you heard
Something's going on.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, I don't know, fucking hell. And then it's like, what? She shat on his bed? Right, yeah. we need a massive conversation about this.
I think I told you it might have been the security guard. I'm just throwing that out there.
Do you think, is that your bullshit?
No, I am pretty confident it's Amber Heard's, yeah. I can smell it from here. And my nose can detect crime. It's like, I smell what's gone down.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Who does that, man? Who the fuck gets up? I mean, I would like to know what position she did. Did she shit in
doggy style? Was she trying to be a dog? I mean, because she's kind of the dog she's ever.
Did she get on her fucking hind fours and just like squat, or did she shit in like a tissue and place it there?
These are the questions that I assume that Johnny Depp's legal team aren't asking, but should be being asked.
Yeah, they're vital.
This questions. Is what people really need to know.
Yeah, this is what everyone wants to know. Beyond, yeah. Or do you reckon it is like someone else's shit? They need to do a DNA test, don't they?
They do need to do a DNA test.
They need to do a fucking DNA test.
If I was on the jury, I'd be like, well, we're not going to give a verdict. Don't you need everyone to be in agreement or something? Because I refuse to be the last person in the jury to agree on a verdict until I know where that's come from.
Yeah.
What species, at least.
Yeah.
Is it definitely human?
Yeah. Is it wolf?
It could be.
Is it a wolf shit?
Yeah. What would you do if, like, your missus took a shit in your bed?
I'd start asking questions, to be honest.
Would you? You wouldn't just start throwing fists?
Yeah, no, probably. Like, eventually, it'd end up pretty violent.
Yeah.
I'd end up in court, televised.
And they'd be going through your phone, seeing all the messages that you sent me.
Yeah.
Making you everything 10 times worse.
Pretty similar. And I don't have a multi-million-pound law team behind me as well, so I'd be fucked.
Yeah, that's true.
So that is one way for her to end things with me. Shit in the bed, I'll kick off and end up in deep shit.
That's literally
deep shit.
Deep shit. That's a messy divorce as well.
Yeah.
Mess all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
I've never shit the bed in my adult life, but one time when I was pissed very recently, only because I'm looking at that canvas, it reminded me. My missus had a canvas that she wanted to put up on the wall, and it was on the floor for ages. And I was like, I fucking hate that. It's generic. I want stuff, if something goes up on the wall, I want it to mean something.
Right.
Not just be random. And it was like, oh, it's like something you'd find in a show house. So subconsciously, I hated it. I didn't want it on the wall. When I was absolutely battered, I woke up in the night to go for a piss. I know exactly where the toilet is. It's like 2 rooms down. I pissed all over the canvas and it was on the floor.
Right.
Because Kirsty only woke up because it was like smacking off the actual thing, like sprinkling all over my own legs.
Like rain.
Literally like rain. Yeah.
Like pitter patter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She nearly divorced me then.
Yeah. Surprised she's still with you.
So am I, for many, many reasons.
Yeah, there has been multiple shit incidents in my life as well. One which is devastating.
More so for the person.
More so for her. It's become more of a story to tell. But I lost my virginity to a girl who shit the bed. So jawing. This isn't like, oh, you then fell asleep, did you? And she must have been so drunk she pooed the bed. No, I fucked the shit out of her, basically. But not like, oh, I'm a pro. I was losing my virginity, so I had no fucking idea what I was doing. But I got the right hole.
Yeah.
Absolutely got the right hole. I couldn't not get the right hole because I was on top.
You sound so proud of yourself.
No, well, yeah.
What do you mean you can do? You can do missionary anal.
You can, but it's a bit. You got to like get under it and like.
Yeah, there is a technique.
Scoop it up.
Yeah, there is a
scoop. I had no abilities back then. There's no my skill level.
Did you not even have the
none.
natural hip dexterity to pull that off?
No, and I don't think she had the physique to pull that off either. To be honest, basically just banging away and then just go downstairs, come back after she looked panicked.
Oh, sorry. When you say come downstairs and come back,
I went
I thought
downstairs.
Definite hole. I thought you meant you went downstairs and you went back. I thought this was all.
No, not a metaphor. I literally went downstairs,
right.
Got a drink. She then followed. I went upstairs, and she was very sketchy when I was downstairs, and then back upstairs I go, and there was it wasn't like a puddle, and it wasn't a log, but it was a smudge. Do you know what I mean? It was like a smudge, a big smudge. Not like it wasn't like a little smudge, like a little smudge, like little thumb mark. I'm talking like it was a log that had been smudged,
right?
Like a runny log. It was definitely a runny log, but we didn't end up arguing about it. But the worst thing was like about a year later, maybe even 2 years later, at a house party, she was in someone else's room. Getting it away, having it away.
Curling one out.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. People then, as you do in house parties back then, everyone was just like nosy fuckers, weren't they? And like everyone, you heard someone's banging, people were like, smack the door in, and everyone goes, oh yeah, let's fucking, like that, and then invade and get some free porn.
Yeah.
In the flesh. And then, but they all charged into her room. She was having it away. And then everyone went so crazy that one guy jumped on the bed, and then everyone settled down and left. And then as people, not leaving, but sort of as the people leaving, there was like this mark on the bed again. She's done it again! She's done it again! Like that. And then everyone came charging back in like, oh my God. And she just burst into tears, man. And I was just like, no. I was like, no way. Like in front of her, like multiple lads shouting in your face. She's done it again. You shit the bed. Like, what, man? I had to, like, I said, I defended her. I stuck up for her because it was a footprint. It wasn't a shit. The guy who ran on the bed had muddy shoes and he'd walked across the bed and people were trying to make it out there.
I think she'd shit by the side of the bed. He stood in it and then walked. I think it was still her. But
he carried on, yeah. But it was a footprint shit.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you say about breaking through the door and, like, getting free porn. OnlyFans, because we were talking about this the other day, is the polar opposite of free porn. Because you don't get OnlyFans, do you? Haven't you? Stupid.
No, I get what the women do.
You don't get why. Yeah, you don't understand why there's a market. Why dudes are paying for that?
Yeah, no, it's. I feel like the men who, because there's two topics we're looking at here, isn't there? The ones recently, there was a woman who had her rent doubled after her landlord found out that she's on OnlyFans and how much money she makes.
Yeah.
So he got annoyed. Knocked on, said like, more than a 50% and more than 100% pay increase.
Doubled.
Just over double, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't know whether she accepted that, but either way,
that's
bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Like, he's the insecure one in that situation. She's the problematic one. But OnlyFans names getting dragged. It doesn't have a positive connotation attached to it, does it?
I think it depends what circles you're in. In certain places, people think like it's a great opportunity for, I was about to say talentless people. You know what I mean? People without any qualifications, you can all of a sudden become very wealthy by not doing a lot.
Yeah, that's life, though.
Well, yeah.
That seems to be the way of life. Talented people struggle nowadays.
Yeah.
People who go to university, get qualifications and stuff, they don't make much money. Talentless people act like a cunt for 5 minutes and you're set for life.
Yeah.
Kind of not the same as OnlyFans, to be fair. You're just born with a giant pair of tits and like a good body and a pretty face, and you sell that online.
Well, that's it. I think with every square inch of tit that he viewed by going on her content, he did a markup because I want to work out how much tit equates to how much rent you need to pay. Apparently, he was racist though, because he's like a Polish immigrant or something,
right?
And he was like, right. Apparently, she thinks it was a discrimination thing because of her race. Maybe it is. You're allowed to do that in Florida, though, because she took it to court to try and say it's unfair, basically him doing that. And apparently, he's allowed to do that without justification.
I don't see why he shouldn't be allowed to do that, to be honest. Like, the amount, there should be probably a cap.
Yes, a percentage cap. Like,
I just don't think anyone's thought anyone would do that.
Yeah.
why wouldn't you be a bit more subtle about it? Just increase it a little bit month by month or something. Do you know what I mean? Another 6 months, add another 5-10%.
I think he wanted her out though. As I said, I think it was kind of like...
Was it a male chauvinistic type?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't approve of this, so I'm going to try and do everything to oust you. But you can literally still stay. I'm not kicking you out, but I'm just going to make it unfeasible for you to live here.
Right.
And she said she's living in some Vegas place with like a pool now. So I was like, you should have done that anyway then. You're living in an apartment in Florida that's
in a community where there's plenty of OnlyFans.
Exactly. Well, that's what she said. She said, in Vegas, she said it's like there's full of influencers around there and people doing adult content and stuff. She was like, I feel at home here. So sweet.
No, I'm all for what they do. I'm just, I don't understand the process of, I'm horny. I want to see some tits. Okay. I'm going to go on the internet. Okay. I'm going to pay when there's a perfectly good fucking thousands of free porn sites with women that are stunning, getting jousted in every single possible thing you can think of for free. You can see that whenever you want.
Well, some of the things that you think of are on the dark web.
Well, I'm speaking from people I've heard of. I don't know if this is true or not. I imagine that this goes on the internet.
You only recently heard of this porno stuff, haven't you?
Puan, yeah.
Puan.
Yeah. And then if you want to pay money for it and have more of an intimate connection with them because it's like you feel like there's more something private, there are prostitutes out there.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you wouldn't go to them. The only thing I can think of is that they are so insecure and so uncomfortable with themselves that they can't even speak to a prostitute. They can't even speak to a hooker.
As you know, a lot of dudes probably are like that.
Yeah, I don't even want to do that. Do you know what I mean? And that's...
I kind of understand the OnlyFans thing more when it's like a celebrity. Because, you talk about if it's just a bird who you find attractive, as you said, you can look at any porn site and find birds who suit your specification. You can put hair type in, tit size, whatever. You can do all that kind of shit. But if it's a celebrity who is slightly more exclusive, you go, I really like that celebrity and they have an OnlyFans, I kind of understand. Or if you have a niche or a fetish, like Sweets, like who's that bird who quit Marks and Spencer's or something because she wanted to do like Percy Pig content.
Yeah.
That wasn't on OnlyFans, that was on another thing. What's it called? Like another
Fan View.
Yeah, that's like another adult subscription site. But that's what I mean. If you're into a specific kind of niche, you like weird stuff, then I get it. But just general bird.
I would probably pay a $5 to have a video of a bird naked eating Percy Pigs and then call it quits. That's me.
Like a one-off.
In, out, job done. I've dipped my wick.
In and out of your hand.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's it. Percy Pigs are fucking fantastic.
They are great. She does the whole spectrum though, because they do the Percy Pig like sour tails, all the new Christmas, all the range that they do, the expansive range. She gets in there, Percy Pig and Friends, with the sheep.
So she can suck on my Colin the Caterpillar.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, but apparently people have asked her to do that, specifically Colin the Caterpillar, to do some caterpillar content.
Really?
She does it. She obliges.
Yeah.
There you go. Do 1 month.
Yeah.
Get in there. Then come back here and do a review.
She's supported as well, like family as well, wasn't it?
Her tits aren't supported. There's no bras on there. It's just, it's all out.
Like, as in, like, her family are behind her. Do you know what I mean? And I kind of like that. I don't.
Dodgy uncle.
You've got a daughter.
Yeah.
How would you feel if she was selling herself with Percy Pigs?
If she let me be like her agent or manager and I got commission, then I'd do it.
Yeah. So you'd pimp out your own daughter?
Yeah, commission. I'm working on behalf of her. I'm not that,
Yeah. And the money, isn't it? Let's be honest. People are blinded by it.
Of course.
We would probably be like,
fair, obviously
let's have a look at that. 50 grand a fucking month.
Yeah.
Get your tits out.
Yeah. This is the thing. Obviously, you talk about, like, from a parent point of view. Obviously, the stereotype is you want your children to aspire to something a little bit more than that. However, if they're earning good money, having a good life, and it's a safe environment, if they're in their own room taking pictures, it's not dodgy.
Big difference between doing it in your own room, in your own house,
by
and
yourself.
going out on the streets.
Yeah. Or even just doing porn. It's a dodgy industry with scumbags and stuff. It's just you.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Because there's a cyber barrier between the man and the woman.
Yes.
And that's a safe environment for the woman, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's why I think this is great for them. I don't understand why the men do it though. I don't understand. Because they wouldn't respect that barrier if the barrier wasn't there.
100%
Don't pretend that they're doing it to protect their safety.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. They're doing it because they're so pathetic they can't muster up the balls to speak verbally to another human being.
Yeah.
So
Spectacular.
Yeah. Excuse me. Right, so I do think it's time for a literature with Lez.
Are you in for us?
What's this feature? Let's explain what this feature is. What is this feature?
Well, this feature is basically... Sorry, my voice has changed. How bizarre. I have basically sought out some of the most finest literary classics of all time, and purely for yours and everybody's entertainment, I'm going to read an excerpt from some of them.
Right.
If you don't mind.
So here it is.
So here it is.
Literature with Lez.
Literature with Lez.
Literature with Lez.
Today's classic is written by Barney Samuels and is titled... Everybody's heard this one. We're going to start off with something everybody knows. I used Marks and Spencer's vine tomatoes as anal beads, and now I'm shitting ketchup. Let's get into it. A misguided sex fan who tried to use vine tomatoes as anal beads ended up with egg on his face and pulped tomatoes in his rectum. After mislaying his regular anal beads, Alan Forsyth fished a string of posh Marks and Spencer's vine tomatoes from the fridge at his home in Hoxton, East London. He said, I assumed that small vine tomatoes would be able to retain their structural integrity on the way up, if you will, and the tomatoes would be firmly attached to the vine, so I could pull them back out again. We are talking about Marks and Spencer's quality, after all. But interior designer Alan, 43, who openly admits to being a homosexual, had overestimated the strength of the attachment between the vine and the tomatoes. The subheading to this next part is titled Climax. He said, as the moment of climax approached, I took a huge snort of poppers and pulled at the stalk of vine, expecting the toms to pop out, one after the other. But that did not happen. I was left clutching a bare stalk, and all the tomatoes were left up my bumhole. Over the next couple of days, they began to come apart and pass normally. Unfortunately, it's rather alarming. It was rather like shitting ketchup. A source at Marks and Spencer told the Sunday Sport, all of our products are of the highest quality and meet all agreed standards, but our vine tomatoes are not to be sold as sex toys.
You surprised me.
Who'd have thought? Alan's tomatoes up-arse predicament...
Up-arse predicament.
Up-arse predicament was the last thing that M&S needed.
Why is it the last thing they needed?
Because it's got such a valid case against them, obviously.
What? He sued them?
I'm saying I think they were thinking that, he might have. Who knows? Who knows? Could have gone down that route.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about these things, don't you? People robbing people's houses like a...
By the way, can I say that story's 400 pages long? So if you want to read the rest of it and find out what happens, be my guest. I just thought we'd want to bore everyone, but
400 pages.
400 pages.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds legitimate.
Well, I'd say it's a literary classic.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Literature with Lez.
Literature.
Yeah, it is.
Hardcore.
Yeah, of course. You do hear about people walking over like conservatory roofs, falling through in an attempt to burgle that person's house and sue the person for an unsafe terrain or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if this tomato arse bandit decided to...
I think they're going to have to put disclaimers on all their products. Do not insert in rectums, is that what we told you? Until that happens, it's fair game.
Yeah. I've heard another one of a guy who... had to go to hospital with HP brown sauce up his ass, the bottle, the glass bottle, and he claimed that he was climbing up his drain pipe. He'd been shopping, first of all. Don't forget that. The truth. Let's tell the truth now.
Of course, we're only dealing with facts here.
Yeah. He'd been shopping, left his bags at the bottom near his door, realised he was locked out, forgotten his keys, so he climbed up his own drain pipe, not his knob. His actual
Thanks
drain
for clarifying.
pipe.
Everyone was confused.
Not his, but climbing up your own drain pipe could be like having a wank, couldn't it?
True. I mean, yeah, I've never heard it described like that.
Well, I've made a new euphemism.
Right,
so
okay.
there you go. But no, he climbed up his drain pipe of his house and slipped, fell, and he fell onto his shopping bag, of which a brown sauce...
With his bare ass.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. As he was climbing, his pants slipped down.
Right.
And his bare ass slipped and went straight down, landed conveniently on the HP sauce
Swallowed
bottle.
the entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the doctor released a statement saying, this story would be somewhat believable if HP sold their bottles with condoms attached.
Even the first bit is like, it'd be somewhat believable. There's fuck all believable about
Yeah.
that. The doctor's just being nice whilst also being as unbelievably condescending as possible.
Yeah. I mean, we should definitely be contacting Marks and Spencer's after this.
I'm glad you said what I thought you were going to say is we definitely need to try this out to see if it works. I'm like, I'm good.
I'll pop them up yours and you pop them up mine.
Just don't really think it's worth it. Like to be a new segment on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, we've talked about Percy Pigs. We've talked about vine tomatoes going up anuses. So, Marks and Spencer's, if you're listening, we are open to sponsorship deals.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we will have sex with your products.
Yeah. Well, speaking about things that people do for sexual gratification that are unacceptable, did you hear about that dude who was wanking on a plane? It was like a couple of weeks ago. Dude was just sat next to some woman who just kept relentlessly jerking off after being told.
I saw the headline. That's all I saw. I like the headlines. That's all I go for.
It was a good headline.
So he was sat next to a woman.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I was confused at first. Well, I get the article out. It was kind of implied that it was in her eye line. So I was like, right, okay, so she's going to be behind him on a plane and she's looking at him. But then it tells you what their seat numbers were. And
vital.
yeah, well, it does, because they're next to each other. So basically, it's not in her eye line. So I don't know who's in the wrong here. He's just minding his own business.
Yeah.
And she is looking at him while he's doing it. The voyeuristic pervert.
Yeah, mind your fucking business.
That's it. Right. Well, here we go. Antonio Sherrod, he's just sharing his rod. It's in the name. Yeah. Antonio Sherrod McGarity was arrested and is accused of touching himself inappropriately for an hour while in the view of a female passenger. Lez and McGarity was seated in seat 11F and the female witness was seated in 11E. So they're next to each other.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not sure you understand how much movement is caused when masturbating. Right. I don't think it's avoidable to not have your body shuddered if you sit right next to someone who's jacking off.
Okay, well, that's maybe true, but I think let's assume what's it go AB. So it's ABC's on the left hand side, right? So he's up against the window, and if he's left-handed, that's going to be smacking her.
Depends which side of is he on the right side of the plane?
He'll be on the right. If he's in F, she'll be in the middle. So yeah, if he's left-handed, I can understand why this would be a problem. If not, I think it's absolutely fine.
See, when I first saw the headline, I didn't think he was in his seat. I thought he kept going to the toilet.
Oh no, he was
relentlessly wanking, and you could hear him just going, ah, ah, and they're like, "Can you stop in there? Can you stop in there?" And he's like, "No."
Well, to be fair, I think you could get away with that just by making noises. But yeah, actually, jokes aside, like sitting next to a passenger and doing that relentlessly. Except the woman was moved to another seat. I thought it was going to say move to another seat, and he followed, but that didn't happen. But she alleged that she saw McGarity lick a white substance from his fingers.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, that is so unbelievably dark. FBI agents interviewed McGarity, who admitted to masturbating during the flight and said he knew the female passenger was aware and could see his penis. He also said he was aware that the woman took a photo of him, which, again, I think he got some kind of, sick thrill from this. Not only am I getting some attention, but she's taking video evidence of this. McGarity claimed he asked the woman if she minded if he masturbates.
Oh, well, then that's... Wait, you didn't tell me this.
And that she allegedly put her hands in the air and replied, "It really doesn't matter."
All right. If that's case closed.
That's consent, really, yeah.
Case closed.
Case closed.
Yeah. Wank away, good sir.
Now he's been added to the no-fly list.
That's a shambles,
It
isn't
really
it?
is.
Yeah.
What an absolute joke.
No, honestly, that's fucking grim. That's so...
It is genuinely completely... It's for 4 times, though. I mean, to the point that, obviously, if he's licking whatever...
Yeah, why would you lick your own jizz? Like...
I know a few people when we were at school who did
There is, yeah.
So...
What, Soggy Biscuit?
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Soggy Biscuit is a game where
That needs some explanation.
Yeah, Soggy Biscuit is a game where you pass around a McVitie's biscuit, specifically...
Other brands are available.
No.
Right.
Just McVitie's.
Okay, they are quite absorbent.
No, McVitie's sell their own packaging for this. The Soggy Biscuit packet comes with instructions.
Oh, it's like a board game.
It's a board game.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So you pass around your McVitie's biscuit.
McJizzies.
Yeah, McJizzy's biscuit. Yeah. And everyone in the group just has a wank basically, and then you all. It's a race to finish.
Yeah,
first.
that's the important. That's
Finish-
where the
finish
game
last.
comes in.
Yeah, the games only don't finish last, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game of not finishing last, and the person who finishes last, first person who jizzes onto the biscuit. Next person who's jizzing, give us the biscuit, I'm coming. And then they jizz on the biscuit. Yeah. Third person, onto the biscuit. Last person who hasn't jizzed, can they finish their wank? Because that's a bit harsh. That's a part of the rules.
To be fair, if you know what you're just about to have to consume, you're going to get a flop on quite quick.
Well, I'd be flopping on from the start, to be
What,
honest.
jerking off with a
load of blokes
like...
wanking around me. I don't think I'd be hard to begin with. Yeah. But, if I managed to get hard... And like I was up for busting, I'd be like, "Come on, let me finish off if I'm last." And then like, okay, fine, I'll have my biscuit.
Then you climb out the window before you have to do it.
Yeah, and you fucking do one.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the last person to ask has to eat the biscuit.
This is one of the. That's the aim. But one of the things that people associate if you have like a premature ejaculation problem that you're probably a bit of a loser.
You're a champion.
Not in this game.
Soggy biscuit champion.
Yeah. Or you losers out there who bust prematurely.
Yeah.
Play soggy biscuit.
Yeah. It could be great fun for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of flights, what happened? Was it yesterday or was it last night? This morning, Mike Tyson, he battered someone on a flight.
He got what he deserved. No, he didn't get what he deserved. I mean,
who got what they deserved?
The guy who got punched by Mike Tyson didn't get what he deserved, and by that, I don't mean he didn't deserve a punch. Because technically he did deserve that. He doesn't deserve his 5 minutes of fame, the little rotting piece of shit. Do you know what I mean? Who goes on a plane and winds up someone like that? It's just hovering.
Well, was that what happened? Because, I mean, I didn't...
He hovered over him and he was just winding him up and winding him up and poking the bear, winding him up.
What a stupid person to do
it's a big bear to poke.
Yeah.
In fairness to him, he got decked and then he laughed about getting punched off him and he had blood pouring down his temple. And a lump.
That's like the ultimate modern day thing. Is I got smacked by Mike Tyson.
And it's exactly what it was all about.
Claim to fame.
Yeah, and that's all he wanted. That's what he wanted. He got what he wanted. So he got.
Mike
He didn't get what he deserved. He didn't deserve 5 minutes of fame. No. Pieces of shit like that. Going back to talentless people.
Yes.
Making it because you're talentless. Mm-hmm. Making it for being the biggest cunt in the room. Good on you. Mike Tyson should have fucking eaten his ear off.
Don't eat some weird food.
Do I want to eat some weird food?
Yeah.
Yeah. Time for the nosh pit. The nosh pit.
So this is basically, it's just a segment where we just eat random stuff. I think we are, I would class us as snack connoisseurs.
Yeah.
To be fair, we're proper snackers, especially sweet stuff.
Sweets and shit, man. Yeah. I love sweets.
Right. Well, I mean, we've also got like a weird beverage as well, which is hugely going to clash with that. But
yeah, having a beer with, what the fuck is that?
Well, that's the whole point. What is it?
So we are looking at a pink bottle of Fanta that just says, "What the Fanta?" with a giant question mark above it.
That's as much information as it gives.
So it's question mark
It's
flavor.
pink as well. It's very, I'm assuming
pink
a miscellaneous berry flavour.
Oh, it says guess the Fanta flavour.
Ah. Oh, that makes it so much more
Scan
intriguing.
for clues. Can't be arsed scanning that.
No, you know what? My sophisticated palate
I will figure this out. Yeah, I don't
need.
need no clues.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start with something savoury to wash us down with. We have some proper nuts, because neither of us have proper nuts.
Right.
We have
I'm excited.
douchebag nuts. These are proper nuts. and they are spicy wasabi flavour.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What's wrong with that?
Why did you get wasabi flavoured?
Why don't you have a really... Well, because they're hot, but well tasty, as it says on the packet. Well tasty. Not just like tasty, well tasty. They're also a true and honest snack.
Really fucking hot. Yeah.
Right, it's also like 4 fucking knocks.
You get it open.
There you go. There we go. Right, it doesn't smell very offensive, even though they look like an alien's bollock.
It's an alien bollock. They smell great.
They actually smell alright, don't they?
Oh, actually, give me a little bit of like a... You know when you sniff white spirit? It's like it's nice at first and then it smacks the back of your skull.
Yeah, but you huff it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, we're going for this, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, it's like... Braniston's, yeah. What's the flavour?
Beef and mustard.
Beef and mustard Braniston flavoured crisps. They're delicious.
I mean, there is quite like a peppery heat.
Yeah, no, there's a middle bit that tastes like cat shit.
Yeah.
Other than that, the rest of it's good.
Not just cat shit, like the litter tray that comes with the sawdust and the newspaper in a litter tray.
Yeah.
It's the
And
whole
the hair.
ensemble, yeah.
All the fur.
Yeah. What's some more? They're actually not bad though.
They're really good.
Be gross.
Yeah, there is a middle bit though, isn't there? The first
Yeah.
bit's like, oh yeah, I get the flavour.
A little bit is, wow, I'm going to get rid of this. And then
Yeah.
at the end it's like, oh.
You get to the nut. I think it's just the nut.
Yeah.
I think it's the wasabi that can fuck off.
That's the whole point.
Do you think-
Peanuts are nice?
Are we just eating peanuts?
That's alright though.
Yeah, they're delicious.
I was expecting that to be absolutely cat piss.
Yeah, no, they were meant to be like our negative snack that we were meant to be like, oh my god, let's eat some poo.
For who's it? Well, fair enough. Well, I mean, this is going to be poo in a completely different way, but this is a...
What the fuck is that?
Do you want some pizza?
Is that an actual Chupa Chups pizza?
Well, it's fun to eat. I'll be the fucking judge of whether it's fun to eat.
That's Sweets pizza.
Well, we'll see. I haven't actually opened this, so... Oh, I don't like egg on pizza.
no, I don't either.
I've never liked
So
egg
that's
on pizza.
Haribo pizza. Chupa Chup, not Haribo. Haribo style, but Chupa Chups.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's put that over
away
there.
from that.
That's good, don't it? Look at that.
The thing is, it doesn't...
It doesn't. No, it looks all right. What are those edges? They're bananas, aren't they? That are meant to act as the crusts.
Shocking.
Yeah,
the
no.
nuts work great.
Oh my god! Did you smell that?
No? Well,
There's
good.
another layer of plastic.
I'm not sure whether that's good. And you know what I think? It's biohazard. I think it's radioactive.
Yeah. No, I'm happy with that.
Oh, I can smell that now.
Yeah, banana shit.
Yes.
That smells amazing.
Banana shit.
Oh, fucking hell, they smell good.
Moz is way more enthusiastic than I am about this. I mean, there you go, because obviously I don't like egg on pizza, because that's literally what this is. So you, by all means, you have the egg.
The egg.
You
Right.
have the egg.
Okay, cheers. That's the bit I didn't really want.
Really? I mean, I'm going to make an actual slice. I'm going to get like some... It's basically, for anyone who can't see, it's dissected. So the banana is the crust, which is separate from the slice, which is a fake slice of pizza. And the underside looks like, I don't know, beige...
Looks like
Dog
bread.
shit.
It looks like bread. It looks like you're supposed to. It looks like pizza. It's a
gonna put-
marvellous invention.
There's a
Are you going to eat
pepperoni...
this in one?
I'm going to eat it like a slice of pizza.
I don't think you're going to get pizza flavour. I think you're meant to eat this individually.
Of course you are.
Yeah,
But it's a fucking sweet pizza.
You're being a spazzer.
No, mate. I'm going all in. Yeah, what is that? Oh, is it a teddy
That's a
bear?
bear. Yeah, I'm
teddy
pretty sure
bear.
a bear.
That really popular pizza topping.
Everyone-
Yeah.
Everyone has a bit of bear
Everyone has a
on
bit of
me.
shredded bear, pulled
Hey, mate,
bear.
gonna get a bear pizza, 12-inch bear pizza.
Yeah, it
please.
sounds really good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have a whole slice because I'm cultured.
Do you want koala with that? Yeah, go on.
One of my koalas apparently fucking reek.
What, they smell? Why do they smell?
Stink. Well, really dirty. Probably have AIDS.
Apparently they have AIDS. Why do they have AIDS?
I don't know, apparently koalas have bear AIDS. Like,
Yeah,
literally.
is it like lots of AIDS
Yeah,
or
but-
bear AIDS?
Both. All the bananas, banana is shit.
That's why I wanted to eat it separately.
Fuck you. Fruit cocktail, way better.
I've never had soft Chupa Chups, have you?
No, it's usually normally like lollipops, aren't they?
It's lollipops, isn't
Yeah.
it? Or Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
That's
Chupa
it.
Chups is Sheffield Wednesday or lollipops.
You
That's
know
all
what?
I think of.
I'm not a huge fan of banana flavoured things. These are good.
There's you're paying for the box here though. You actually get it in a pizza box. For those who are listening,
It's so gimmicky. Yeah, it is like a fake.
get a feet pizza box with it, which is pretty cool. Chupa Chups mini candy pizza. Delicious.
Again, for people who are listening, that's just Moz trashing the studio. Well, the last thing we've got for today is this is for our Polish friends out there. It's an advocat, however you want to pronounce it, chocolate bar. So it looks like caramel on the picture, but the fact that it's got like some weird little martini glass full of what I assume is some kind of liqueur makes me think this might be rank.
You know when you eat a chocolate and you're like, oh yeah, well up for a chocolate. Yeah, give us a chocolate. Oh, nice shot of fucking brandy right in the middle. Piss off
that's
with
rank.
you and your cherry liqueur bollocks.
I hate all those.
I don't want no alcohol in it. If this has got booze in it, I'm going to be livid.
I think this is going to be the worst thing. Bearing in mind how surprisingly good the first two were. Oh god,
sticky as hell. Oh man. It's all right. It's just rubbish. If you had another chocolate, any chocolate in the world that doesn't have a flavour to it, that's just chocolate flavoured, you'd pick that ahead of that.
100%.
That's rubbish.
Right, we're just about to open this very neon pink weird fancy.
Yeah, this is going to make your piss go grim, isn't it, this one?
Probably. You know what it tastes like?
Pink lemonade.
I'm not getting the lemon. What it tastes like to me is punctuation and curiosity. Hence the question mark on the packet.
It tastes like
curiosity.
Tastes like grammar.
Yeah, it tastes like pure grammar.
Yeah.
It tastes like intrigue.
Yeah. No, that's not great,
That's
is it?
gash. The fact that this and that were battered by the wasabi pizza.
We were looking forward to them more than anything else.
That's true.
Yeah. No, the pizza. I was looking forward to the pizza. I had a feeling that was
the pizza was the best thing.
Yeah, that was the best thing.
Nice one, Chubba Chub.
Anyway, yeah. Have you seen that Netflix trailer, The Our Father?
Yeah, fuck,
that people have been talking about.
That looks messed up.
It does.
It's not out yet, is it?
Not yet. A month or 2 months is it away, but it's all about Jizz Doctor.
The Jizz Doctor.
Yeah, Jizz Doctor.
If they'd have mentioned what that was in school, I think we'd have tried harder. If we knew that a Jizz Doctor was a thing.
Tried harder at what? Wanking?
Oh, that wasn't possible for me. Yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen this is basically a trailer. Again, we're not giving anything away because it's not out yet, but it's basically about he's like a fertility doctor, isn't he? From some small town in America.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
He basically was going around using his own semen to inseminate a plethora of women. And obviously they're all giving birth. It finds out that obviously in this small town where everyone kind of knows each other anyway, that loads of people might be kind of interrelated or might have gone out on dates with people who they didn't know were siblings.
So he was receiving the semen of men who were donating.
Yes, but then using his
Was
own.
it donations or was it couples who needed to be what's the word? What's the sign?
IVF and that kind of thing.
Artificially inseminated.
Yeah,
Is that the correct? Did I get that right?
Well, yeah.
No way did I know
Also,
that.
I mean, he was inseminating people with his own
science and shit.
his own
I know science.
Yeah.
Artificially inseminated by. So there were couples that were thinking they were going to be the biological
I assume in
parents.
some cases, I mean, the trailer doesn't really go into that, but I mean, I'm assuming to an extent, yeah.
He swaps the jizz for his own, pops his own jizz in, and
Now he has a whole brood across a whole town.
now his children are mooching about everywhere.
Yeah.
Now in the trailer, they all seem to be girls. How did it? Why did they? Did
I
you
think
know?
there was one in the trailer. I think there was one bloke. It's in like technically his
I didn't
son.
see many in the trailers, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought. Like you can't control that shit, can you? So unless you can sort of make it sort of happen. There's periods of time.
I don't know whether he was actively trying to.
Well, there is periods of time in the cycle, the woman's cycle of when you're likely to have a girl rather than a boy.
Or maybe, but apparently it's the guy who determines the gender.
Right.
However that works. But in overall, yeah, I don't mean you have a choice. I mean,
Yeah.
the gender is decided, whatever spurts out your tip.
What the fuck, man?
messed up. It's
Was
a power
he in the
trip.
trailer? Was he in? Was it
No,
him?
I
Was
think-
that an actor playing?
I think it was a reenactment. I think those were because they were too cinematic. I think they were reenactments.
Yeah, because he was like doing that whole like lower your head,
Yeah.
and like the camera zooms
Well,
in, and you like raise your head
like
like,
he's
an
some
evil
holy
figure,
dude, though.
and you look through your forehead at the camera. That,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
angle there is just like, oh,
Yeah, I think.
and it's just like, yeah, that guy's dark. But he seems to be welcoming it. So if that's the actual person, he's only like putting the nails in his own coffin by doing that. Sure.
Well, some of that happens though, doesn't it? You know, sometimes serial killers, they kind of want adulation. They kind of want to be caught so then they can get interviewed and talk about, oh, this is why I did it. And like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm only going to do this interview if you bring like, you know, such and such news in to film me do it. They like the notoriety. I don't know whether this dude falls into that bracket, but I mean, some people do like that, don't they? Which is fucked up. To be fair, the guy's a one-man cum factory either way.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he must have a proper set of bollocks on him. Physically.
Well, not really. I mean, I jizz on the rag. Every guy jizzes on the rag. Don't see why you're just putting it on a slide. A little.
You must be dangerously fertile.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because not everyone.
Ironically, the fertility doctor is, yeah, mate, I'm fertile.
But he'll know all the skills and stuff. He'll know all the like putting it into like a cold environment or a warm environment.
Probably eating all the right stuff.
Yeah,
it's not going to hinder.
Yeah, sitting on it for the right amount of time, like a bird.
Yeah,
laying an egg.
It's true.
Yeah, he'll know.
That's exactly what happened.
He'll know the secret.
Yeah.
That's what women do, isn't it?
100%.
We impregnate them and then they sit on the egg for a little bit, don't they?
I bet just sat on the toilet.
Yeah, there's an egg in the toilet or something.
Must have been.
And they sit on it.
Something like that, yeah.
That's what I heard.
That's right. Well, it's fact.
All right, we're just doing the science.
That's what we're going to teach with our kids.
Yeah.
Well, that's just, yeah.
I was talking to my son about that. He was genuinely asking about that.
About what?
About how did he arrive? But he wanted...
Oh, I thought, why did mummy piss on the egg that's in the toilet?
No, he wanted proper detail. He wanted proper detail. And... he's eventually...
Did you start talking about how you like candles and you put romantic music on?
No, it was just like the word tadpoles was used.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
He wanted to actually, quite scientific. But I mean, how bad is it to actually go into detail with a kid? Do you know what I mean? It's the same thing as teaching your kid. It's not the same thing, but it's the same thing as teaching your kid. That's a moo cow. No, it's a cow. Why do you need to re-educate them? Do you know what I mean? Like
That's a winky. No, it's a phallus.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to re-educate your children. There is a line in like, this is called murder, like that. And do you know what I mean? They don't need to know that yet.
Yeah.
But if they're asking the questions, their brain's capable of receiving the answer, in my opinion.
To an extent.
Yeah.
How graphic you are, but yeah.
Yeah, to an extent.
Yeah.
I think though if they're asking the question, you kind of need to like feed it within reason. And that's what I did. I didn't call sperm. I called it tadpoles. And I didn't say like I put my penis inside mummy. I just said, like, do you know what I mean? I just said I need to, I don't know what I said. I can't remember what I said now. But I said like basically along the lines of like, I love mummy very much. And then I put my tadpoles in mummy's eggs, and mummy's got eggs inside her, and my tadpoles...
That must be like baffling for a 4-year-old. Like, what? You got eggs in it?
Yeah, he lost it. Yeah, he went, yeah. Well, that's as far as I went, but then he obviously like took that. He went to Nana and Grandad's and was like, Daddy's been sending his tadpoles into mummy. What am I going to do with my 2 frogs?
So 2 frogs.
Yeah, because he was talking about, he thought his bollocks were frogs after that.
Oh, because that's where the tadpoles
Because he
come
knew
from.
that tadpoles were frogs.
Yeah.
Came from frogs. Because I'm educating my son, you see. So he knew that, and I was like, I dumbed it down too much.
Yeah.
I should have said fucking sperm.
Yeah.
That's sperm, not tadpoles, because he's now thinking your bollocks are frogs. So I've confused the fuck out of him.
Shit, man.
So smacking kids is a thing.
Giving kids smack is another.
Yeah, no, actual smack.
Yeah.
That's a bit different, but I'm talking more actual smacking your kids. It's a debate. Where do you lie on that?
My dad, one time when I was playing on the play, I was actually Mega Drive. I was playing Street Fighter 2 on the Mega Drive for ages. He was like, right, it's time to go to bed now. I was like, nope. It's like, Ross, turn it off, going to bed. I was like, nope. And then I kept doing it. This went on and on for probably about 5 minutes. My dad's quite a soft touch. So he's watching what I was playing on the screen. So he saw a Street Fighter like that. And he picked me off the chair, put me down, and went, Hadouken! And uppercutted me up. My head hit the ceiling. Like
a Street Fighter move.
Street Fighter movie, because he was watching. He never played KO like that. He said KO and left the room.
Yeah.
And all that did was make me never want to play a video game ever again.
Right,
that's what it did. That was it. I never thought, wow, my dad's a dick. I just thought, like, yeah. All right.
Your dad's a fucking hero.
That's it.
Yeah.
I played loads of video games since then.
Yeah.
That was it. So speaking of video games, anyway, I mean, what have you been playing recently? You've been playing...
This week, that calls for Moz's world-famous game review.
famous game review.
The Last of Us Part 2.
Okay.
Right.
What's that about?
You never heard of it?
Never heard of it.
Never
but
heard
once.
of it. Right, okay. Last of Us Part 2. Right. Let me tell you. Basically, the world has gone to shit. Everyone's gone mental. Like, everyone's fighting. And, like, yeah, it's proper grim. I don't know why it's called, like, Part 2, to be honest. I think it's to do with, like, the 2 discs.
Right. Obviously, of course.
You get an install disc and a play disc. That's got to be the only thing I could think of why it's called
Something
Part
that
2.
makes any logical sense.
Nah, yeah, that's got to be it. Then after that, you play... There's this moody teenager called Ellie, and she's got an Uncle Joel. Pretty sure it's his uncle. Her uncle. I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest.
Biological uncle or like, you know,
No
dodgy
idea.
uncle who...
Like I said, I wasn't paying attention. But
Okay.
I'm more than qualified to make this review. But,
Of course you are.
yeah, so Ellie's like chilling, playing the guitar and shit. Like, you know,
Pretty good.
I don't know. I didn't really listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ellie and Joel playing the guitar. That's about it. Then out of nowhere, blam! This massive bloke called Abby.
Bloke.
Yeah, it's a bloke.
Yep.
Called Abby for some reason. It's an odd name, Abby.
For a bloke, it's
For
strange.
a bloke. Yeah, anyway,
Not normal.
Abby, like, she fucking decks him, like, with a tennis racket. Joel gets his head, boom, smacked in from Abby with a tennis racket. I'm not sure why she did this, to be honest. Because
you weren't paying attention by the sounds of it.
yeah, no, I think that's a weak point. No, I was paying attention at this point. I was watching, and
The fact you hadn't paid attention previously, that not ruined the fact you didn't know what was going on at this point.
Nah. But basically, after that, I was like, what is the going on here? Because this is a weak point in the game, because it's the first in the series, as you know. It's the first game in the series. I imagine they might make a second game. But this is the first.
This is obviously the first, yeah.
So they made no way of explaining what's gone on. Why is this bloke Abby pissed off with Joel? Why is she decked this fucking Joel guy
Yeah.
out of nowhere? And
So fucking unreasonable.
it did say, yeah, Ellie was obviously livid. She said exactly what she said. She was like, what are you playing at? Oi, Abby, what are you playing at? Why are you decking my Uncle Joel? Abby was like, fuck off. And then she does one. Right, I don't know where she goes.
Does one what?
Does one. She leaves.
Oh,
she fucks off.
Did a shit or something?
Nah,
like
she
that.
just does one. She pops.
Okay.
Ellie's like, what the fuck? I'm well pissed off. So she turns gay.
Because she's pissed off.
I don't know. I figured.
Is that how it works?
She's gay now.
Okay.
And that's part of the story. You don't ask too much questions about it. You're asking too many questions. Basically, she turns gay. She takes a girl, I think it was a girl, across Los Angeles, I think it was. Yeah, it was LA, basically.
It's just some city, and who cares? I suppose.
But it's some weird city in America. They're all weird cities in America. So this weird city in America, she's like mooching across on the hunt for this bloke, Abby. Right? She wants revenge. On her way, she kills like 1,000 blokes. Some are normal, but I'd say she kills like 2,000 like blokes on drugs, right? And these blokes are on drugs. Again, another weak point. I don't know why they're on drugs, but they're evidently.
Is it like just a random drug? It's not made clear what the drug is. It's just spice.
Right. They're just on drugs.
Okay.
Evidently on drugs, and these guys are on drugs, and then there's other guys. I think they're called clickers. Are these guys called clickers?
These people who like really, when it comes to getting the bill at a restaurant, they're like, "Hey, garçon."
Yeah,
they're just rude.
They're just like they click the fingers really quickly, basically.
But they're obnoxious though.
Yeah,
right.
They've got like big heads and shit, so like they think a lot of themselves.
Right.
And they do they're clicking the fingers really quickly, and then they do this little jazz dance, and then Ellie's like, oh, fucking what? And she like slices their necks off. It's pretty grim. So about 2,000 of those blokes, 1,000 normal blokes, 3,000 blokes have been murdered, basically.
By this one
by a teenage girl,
yeah.
basically, yeah. Across LA.
Realism is what they were going for.
Yeah, on the hunt for a bloke called Abby. Anyway, she finds this bloke called Abby. She tells her to get in a boat and says, fuck off. Abby goes, all right. And then the story just sort of ends.
Very detailed review. What would you give that out of 10?
Solid 9.5 out of 10.
Right, cool. I mean, would you recommend that I play this? I mean,
No.
Right, cool.
Probably not.
I mean, to be fair, you're just detailing the story was so intense to me. I've got no reason to play it. I mean, I feel like I've seen it now. You said it.
Yeah.
You're a very good natural storyteller.
I'm thinking of journalism.
Yeah.
Thinking of it, but yeah, let's stick to this first episode of the podcast, see where this takes me first.
Okay. I think you're wasting your time with this podcast. I think you just go straight and do
Possibly.
into the game thing. Yeah.
Well, my reviews are world famous after all, so.
Well, hence why it's called world famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not called world famous for no reason. I said we only deal with facts here.
Yeah.
So